Good evening and welcome to Live at 5. I'm Sierra McQueen.
And I'm Sarah Beth Jenkins.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Champion Ford Lincoln, and we want to remind everyone about the VFW Veterans Day Parade coming up this Saturday, November the 11th at 3 p.m. in downtown Rockingham.
You know, there's over 60 entries in the parade this year.
That's awesome.
That's pretty exciting. Very impressive.
Yes.
Impressive, yeah.
The community is definitely coming together to recognize our veterans, so it should be a great day for the city as we celebrate veterans throughout the county.
And we're going to go ahead and go to tonight's top stories.
Local elections in Richmond County produced low voter turnout on Tuesday, but Ellerbe still witnessed a major seat change where an incumbent councilman was ousted. Challenger Fred Cloninger, 61, who recently moved back to his hometown last year, beat out incumbent Corey Brewington, 42. Cloninger garnered 82 votes, while Brewington only snagged 57 votes. In response to his election, Cloninger said, quote, "I'm kind of nervous and excited. Nervous about not knowing what I'm getting into, but excited about what fresh ideas I can bring into the great town of Ellerbe," end quote.
In Hamlet, where low voter turnout threatened a change in leadership, incumbents Jesse McQueen and Eddie Martin both retained their seats on Hamlet City Council. McQueen amassed 322 votes, and Martin gathered 365 votes, beating out their challengers Stephanie Dixon and Jerry Dean Lamont. In Rockingham, Mayor Steve Morris won his re-election bid. In the council races, Gene Willard, who collected the highest number of votes at 306, will be serving the city of Rockingham for another 4 years. Denise Sullivan will also be serving a 4-year term, and Ann Edwards will be serving a 2-year term as she earned the fewest votes between the three candidates.
Another newcomer to the candidate circle also proved successful in Tuesday's election. John D. Taylor, 81, will be filling the open seat in Hoffman's Town Council. Although new to the local political office arena, Taylor has been a resident of Hoffman for 30 years, and the proof is in the numbers. He received the highest number of votes out of all those running for town council with 36 votes, beating out all incumbents. All Hoffman incumbents were also re-elected to their seats on the town council. For full election results, visit richmondobserver.com.
After nearly a year of planning and preparation, the 62nd annual Rotary Club Barbecue and Auction event was held all day on Tuesday at the Armory. The annual event successfully raised thousands of dollars for local scholarships and charities, and was undisputably declared a success by all involved. The combination of raffle tickets, barbecue plates, the country store, and silent auction largely contributed to the financial success of the event. Richmond County's Rotary Club was able to make over $50,000 for local scholarships and charities before factoring in the money made from the night's live auction.
Brett Deaton and his family recently traveled from their home in Holly Springs, Georgia to Richmond Community College's convocation so Deaton could return to his alma mater and accept the 2017 RCC Outstanding Alumni Award. Deaton graduated from RCC in 1994 with an associate degree in business administration. He received a bachelor's degree in business management in 1996 from the University of North Carolina at Pembroke and a master's in supply chain management from Penn State University in 2010.
Deaton is the Director of Supply Chain for Toyo Tire North America, located outside of Atlanta, Georgia. He was on a business trip in Japan for the company when he first learned he had won the Outstanding Alumni Award. After accepting the award, Deaton said, quote, "I hope I've set a good example for my children, Lauren and Matthew, when it comes to education," end quote. To learn more about Richmond Community College and how it can lay the foundation for a great career as it did for Deaton, visit their website, www.richmondcc.edu.
The Richmond Community Theater is set to take audiences around the world. The show, titled Around the World in 80 Days, is set to debut November 9th and will run dates through November 18th. The show will begin at 8 p.m. each night, and a special matinee will be held on Saturday, November 11th at 2 p.m. For more information, read the story on richmondobserver.com. And folks, stay with us. The Athletes of the Week will be featured right here on Live at 5, and we will return after these brief words from our sponsors.
At Richmond Community College, we can prepare you for a high-skill, high-paying career in a variety of fields. From business to education, engineering, utilities, healthcare, criminal justice, information technology, and human services. At Richmond Community College, we can save you thousands of dollars on tuition through our university transfer programs that provide a seamless transition to universities and colleges throughout North Carolina. At Richmond Community College, we are always developing new courses and programs in response to the communities we serve. We offer day, evening, and online courses, and you can now complete 5 curriculum programs entirely online. At Richmond Community College, we believe in helping you prepare for a better life. Richmond Community College. Local college, big impact.
I'm Kelly. I worked at Champion Ford for 2 years.
6 years.
3 years.
1 year.
I've been at Champion Ford for 13 years.
1 whole year. 15 years.
I'm Jamie and I've been at Champion Ford for 12 years.
I've been here 8 years.
Champion prices, champion service, champion experience.
Get treated like a champion today at Champion Ford. Just down the road from high prices, championfordlincoln.com.
We are Champion Ford.
Family Pharmacy has been serving Richmond County since April 2007, and we have enjoyed getting to know our customers since then. We take our jobs very seriously, and will do whatever we can to make sure you have what you need. Come visit us on Fayetteville Road in Rockingham, and we will treat you like family.
And welcome back into tonight's edition of Live at 5. I'm Managing Editor Kyle Pillar. Folks, you know it's Wednesday, so you know it's time to introduce you to our official Richmond County Athletes of the Week presented by McNair Auto Sales. Again, please remember to check out our full-length featured articles on our website, our mobile app, or our Facebook page each Wednesday morning. And again, we love to chat with our nominees on camera, but you can only find their complete stories in print on any of the Richmond Observer media platforms. Tonight we've got 2 seniors who are 3-sport athletes in studio for an exclusive sit-down interview. Our female nominee is coming off an exciting past couple of weeks as she won the SAC championship with the volleyball team, and she also signed her national letter of intent to play college softball. Our male athlete is a wide receiver on the football team, and he put up big numbers against Scotland High School last Friday, and he's getting ready for the first round of the state playoffs. Up first is our female athlete of the week. She'll be heading to Fort Myers, Florida next fall to play college softball at Florida Southwestern State College, but is also here to talk about her upcoming senior season with the Lady Raiders. She loves to hit the weight room, and as she's also a volleyball player and a swimmer. When she's not busy with sports, you can catch her watching documentaries and volunteering at the Richmond County Animal Shelter. And joining the RO exclusively in studio on Live at 5 is Owen Bowers. Owen, welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, you know, you're, as talked about in your article, you are a 3-sport athlete.
Yes.
And so it was you were our first one that we kind of had to pick and choose which sport to feature you as, and we went with softball because last week you did sign your national letter of intent to attend Florida Southwestern State College, which is in Fort Myers, Florida. So kind of just tell the folks at home what that means to you to sign that national letter of intent, kind of what your expectations are for that program.
I'm very excited to finally sign. You know, it's a big weight off my shoulders. Something I've been working for a long time, nearly half my life, about almost 9 years now. And I'm just really excited to, I'll probably end up doing more like power, like for their program.
Right.
They're more like a fast team, but he wants to get more girls that can actually hit it over the fence. So.
Sure. And last year you had 9 home runs for Richmond, if I'm not mistaken, and I believe you're tied for the program record. Right. So hopefully this year you break that. And you and Grayson will go back and forth.
We already broke it, but
Okay,
well,
but you're
we
tied.
broke it, but I'm tied with Grayson.
Gotcha. So you're tied for the program lead. So kind of talk about your skill set. You know, you're a power hitting catcher, right-handed, correct?
Yes.
And so what other things are you going to bring to that program, or do you hope to bring to that program?
More like he's gonna have me stealing bases, hopefully, and I'll hopefully get faster this year. And this summer I'm gonna work a lot, try to work more on just in the weight room and running.
Yeah, and so the Lady Buccaneers, who you'll play for as a freshman, they finished third in the nation last year in the JUCO national championship. So just why Florida Southwestern? What drew you there?
Well, number one, it's my best option to go D1, so that's definitely the number one. And two, it's just like a great location, and it's just the best option. Honestly, like everything's just there for me. Like
yeah, it's right on the beach, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of nestled right on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Very pretty. I've been to Fort Myers before, Florida Gulf Coast University, and very pretty. So I'm sure you will enjoy it. And so when we spoke previously, you kind of told me that this is a stepping stone program, and that's not to knock the Lady Buccaneers in any way, but their coach Robert Imurray, right? His specialty is kind of identifying what your skill set is, and then getting you to a D1 program. So kind of what do you expect with that process to be like? And where do you hope to get to eventually?
Like my dad had said, or did say in the article, he said that Robert looks for three things: foot speed, ability, power, like hitting, and like throwing, how fast you can throw. So right now I'm at 60 miles per hour for throwing, and then I'm pretty fast for my size. So, but he'll work with me on that, and my hitting is I just want everything to get better. Basically, I want to get faster, stronger, just everything, honestly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so, I mean, congratulations again are in order, as I'm sure, like you said, as a huge weight off your shoulders. And you know, I know the Richmond Observer and everybody here wishes you good luck in that.
Thank you.
But first, you've got a whole senior season ahead. So let's kind of forget about college for a moment and talk about your softball season. I mean, last year you guys made it to the state semifinals. Didn't end the way that you wanted to. But just kind of talk about your expectations for the upcoming Lady Raider season. You'll be catching again, I'm assuming. And just what do you guys need to do to make it that next step further to the state finals?
Every day we need to work really hard. I think we did do that last year, but I think we have more girls this year that want it and that are willing to do more. And we have some girls coming in too as freshmen that have played on teams with me. So I'm excited about that, and I'm just ready. I'm just ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
And you play a lot of travel ball outside. So just kind of explain what program that you're associated with outside, and who your coach is that has helped you get to this point.
So right now I'm playing, or I just got finished playing for the season with the SEC Elite, and we played. Usually it's kind of local around like North and South Carolina. It's not like some national teams will play everywhere, but we just play locally. And my coach for that is Danny Lampley, and he's been my coach for a very long time, since I first started. And he's just helped me with everything. He's basically the only reason that I'm here right now.
Yeah, and of course, Danny Lampley pitched in the Boston Red Sox organization. His daughter, Savannah Lampley, is a teammate of yours on the volleyball and the softball teams, and obviously an instrumental part in bringing kind of a high caliber level of softball to the area. So keeping with the Lampleys and Savannah, let's talk about volleyball. You know, you had a great year, 25-1. Again, the season kind of ended on the note that you guys didn't want to. I hate to bring that up, but all things aside, it was you guys had a 25-game winning streak. You were SAC champions. You were named to the All SAC team. So just kind of talk about, and we've had several of your teammates in here, but nobody after winning the championship. So just kind of put your season in a nutshell. Maybe what you enjoyed most as a senior.
It's just great to have that streak. Was just great. We didn't expect at all to win that many games in a row. We weren't even thinking about it, honestly, until probably like in the teens when we started winning like 13 or 14 games.
Sure.
And then we just escalated and added up, and it's just great to like have all of my friends with me to do this. And
absolutely.
it was just really fun. It was a fun season.
So as a senior, you'll be able to look back in 10 years and see that banner up on the
yeah,
wall.
we broke the record. So.
Yeah, a lot of accolades handed out this year, and certainly your role as a middle hitter on the team was instrumental. So last thing I want to talk about sport-wise is swimming, because Richmond, and you're chuckling because our conversation yesterday, you don't know a whole lot about the swimming program yet because it is new to Richmond this year. Head coach Mike Way, who coaches ladies tennis, is going to take over this year. So what do you know about the swim program, or more so why did you join the team, or what are your goals there?
I joined to just do something during the off season. It's just a way to stay in shape, and the best way, because swimming is very difficult.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
not as easy as I thought it would
Yeah,
be.
it's a lot of conditioning.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're holding your breath. You have to work on that, work on breathing technique, and I'm sure that will help you kind of with softball moving forward. Do you have any idea what events you're going to be participating in?
They said they want me to do the butterfly just because I have a lot of upper body strength.
Okay.
But I'm not too good at any of it yet. So.
Well, I'm sure that you'll hit the weight room and the pool, and you'll get there. So the Richmond Observer will be covering the Lady Raiders swim team this winter, so be sure to stay tuned with that. So Owen, let's kind of let's just kind of segue then into school. You're in the dual enrollment program. You have a 4.95 GPA. You're ninth in your class. Obviously, academics are just as important as athletics are to you. So just kind of, and I believe you're a fan of history. So,
Yes.
so why is history your favorite subject?
It's always really interested me for some reason. My dad loves it too, so I think it's kind of like genetics. But
Right.
I just love learning about the past and things that have happened. It's just interesting
Sure.
to me.
And so how does the dual enrollment program help you, or how did it help you in terms of signing with Florida Southwestern?
I mean, not necessarily. It's not really helped me with signing, but it's gonna. Hopefully, I think the classes will transfer. I think.
That was kind of my
yeah,
question.
that was question.
Yeah.
Yes, I've taken both of my maths, so hopefully I won't have to do any of the basic freshman maths. I can go ahead and start taking classes for my major, or well, I still have to take English, but
Yeah. So I mean, the dual enrollment program is great because it does kind of help knock out some of those gen ed classes or those entry level college courses. And so around Richmond too, you're involved in a lot of things. You're on the homecoming court. You're in Fellowship of Christian Athletes. You were a junior marshal. So just kind of having been so involved in high school, what are your expectations for college in that regard of being involved, or just kind of what you expect next fall to be like?
I think that by me doing all these extracurriculars and just being involved in basically everything, it's gonna help me with my time management, especially with softball, because it's like a job. My mom always says it's gonna be a job, and I need to work as hard as I can because basically they're paying me to do it.
Right.
So I think it's just preparing me as best I can be prepared for college.
Absolutely. Let's talk about then some hobbies or some volunteering that you do around the county. I know that you talked about you and Altman Griffin, a teammate, like to go to the animal shelter. So what do you guys like to do there to volunteer?
Mostly play with animals, but we do take care of them, wash them, clean their cages, do all the kind of dirty work, but I like it. I like working with them.
Yeah, and you're also a member of Second Baptist Church in Hamlet, and there's a World Changers ministry there, I guess, so to speak. And you've gone on several mission trips with them. So just kind of explain to me what World Changers is and what you've been able to do with them.
So World Changers is a mission trip that we do every year. I haven't done it every year because of just my schedule sometimes. But it's a mission trip around July or so, and I've been to Alabama and Tennessee for that, and it's just we work on people's houses that are in need in the community. And
okay, so a lot of just cleaning up, painting, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So what do you like about it? What do you like?
It's just great to see the homeowners' faces after we get done, and we just get to know everyone on our cruise from different places around the country. So we meet new people, and just it's really fun.
Absolutely. So keeping with that, hobbies. I understand that you're a gym rat, right? You like to hit the weight room. Obviously, is a big part of your dynamic and being an athlete. But what are some when you're not on the field, when you're not in the weight room, what are some things you like to do when you're with your friends or yourself?
Friends?
Yeah, friends or yourself.
Me and my friends, we usually would either just hang out or watch Netflix and stuff like that. And I like to watch like documentaries on Netflix about.
And that's actually your interesting fact too.
Yes.
So yeah, we can kind of couple all of that into one. So tell us about your documentary fad or why you like watching documentaries.
I've watched them since I was young. It's kind of weird, but I have. And me and my dad like to watch them, like 30 for 30s. We love those because I like sports. And,
right. Do you have any favorites?
Yes. I like the one about Bo Jackson and Christian Laettner. Those are probably my two favorites. And we also watch Real Sports with Brian Gumbel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a big history buff too, and I love all kinds of sports documentaries. And I believe you said you like anything kind of Holocaust related too, and so that's very interesting. And not a lot of young people will sit down and watch documentaries. So the last segment, Owen, that I want to talk about is your mentors, and you had chosen, I believe, 3 people in your life that have been imperative in helping you be successful, both kind of in life and on the softball diamond. So who are those people, and why did you choose them?
Both my parents, Robbie and Shannon Bowers, and Daniel Lampley. You could add his wife, Angela Lampley.
Sure.
He was in my picture for my signing, and she was going to be, but she couldn't make it. So.
Oh, right. So why did you choose your parents? Most people's parents are very influential in their lives, and after speaking with them the other day, it seemed like they're very involved. But just kind of tell the folks at home what they've done to help you be successful to this point.
Basically, they've just pushed me through everything. They've supported me in anything I wanted to do, and without them, I could never be where I am. Obviously, they're taking me to tournaments every weekend, paying for everything.
Yeah.
I don't have a job. I don't really have too much time.
Well, enjoy that.
Yeah.
Enjoy not having a job. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about speak about Danny and Angela Lampley?
So, he started the travel program that I played with when I was younger, and him and her have been very integral parts in my success on the softball diamond, I guess you could say.
Absolutely.
And he was one of the first people that told me that I could play in college, and that really helped me. He has believed in me through everything, and I couldn't thank all of them enough for what they've done.
Sure. And I'm glad that you're in that position now that you're able to play Division I softball. So folks, if you're ever in Fort Myers, Florida, this coming, I guess next fall, the fall of 2018, maybe, I guess it's a spring sport. So it would be, I guess, the winter and the beginning of 2019, you'll see Owen in the aqua and purple of the Lady Buccaneers. Owen, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll be sure to follow you through the swim season.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Up next, our official Richmond County Male Athlete of the Week presented by McNair Auto Sales will be joining us. Stick around to find out who he is, only on Live at 5.
McNair Auto Sales is the place to buy your pre-owned car, truck, or van. To be the best, it takes big selection, friendly staff, and great pricing. We guarantee a no-hassle buying experience, and financing is available right on site. So come see us today. We're located at 1026 East Broad Avenue in Rockingham. And remember, with over 40 years of experience, you know McNair is the name you can trust.
With hospice, you guys just outdo yourselves every day. And I really appreciate it. I honest to God don't know what I would do if it weren't for you. The things that you do, I'm in approval of. And thank you. I don't know what else to say other than thank you.
Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts is all about rustic home decor and gifts. You will always find a variety of unique antiques, vintage, and new items in our shop. Come and see our selection of housewarming, new baby, and wedding gifts. For the man in your life, we have many collectibles, Boker knives, and leather. And ladies love the jewelry, purses, candles, hats, and t-shirts. We also offer a 30-day layaway program. Come and experience shopping at Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts.
welcome back to the official Richmond County Athlete of the Week segment presented by McNair Auto Sales. Joining us just before the break was Owen Bowers of the Richmond volleyball and softball teams. And in studio now is a young man who's coming off one of his biggest games of the season. He's a senior wide receiver who has been cash money all season long in the end zone. He leads the Raiders with 8 receiving touchdowns on the year as he racked up 2 scores last Friday against Scotland High School. He also snagged 7 catches for 131 yards. With aspirations to play college football and study communications next year, our nominee loves to cook, and he has a pretty expansive collection of shoes. And if you were at Pate Stadium last week, you know that I'm talking about Deshaun Wallace. Deshaun, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Appreciate it. It's good being here.
Absolutely. So, you know, all the folks in the county know that it's Richmond Raider playoff season. You guys will be hosting you're a number 8 seed this week. You'll be hosting number 9 North Mecklenburg. But before we kind of get into the details of that game, let's backtrack to last week. It was the SAC title game. You guys were on the road. Unfortunately, you weren't able to walk out of Pate Stadium with a victory, but you yourself had a spectacular game. So just kind of talk about your big performance at Scotland last week.
Just coming in there with the right mindset, coming in there trying to win. It didn't happen, but I think overall performance we did pretty good.
Yeah, and you yourself, you finished tonight with 7 catches. You had 131 yards, but the big number was 2 receiving touchdowns. So just kind of walk us through that first touchdown. I believe it was a screen pass from Caleb Hood. You kind of made your way down the left sideline, but all night long you guys were able to pick apart that Scotland defense. So what worked well for you Friday night?
Just the whole team as a whole. Everybody did their job, and whatever happened just happened. Fortunately, I was able to score on the screenplay, and it was because the old line got good blocks and set up for me to score.
Absolutely, yeah. And the offensive line, and we've talked about them on this program before, just how well they played. They're kind of the unsung hero. Coach Till has said that. But, you know, the offensive line are the guys that set up these big plays. So 7 catches. I mean, what's it like getting all those targets every game? Because this is back-to-back weeks you've had big games.
It feels good to get the ball, but you got to do it without getting the ball, too. You got to make set-up good blocks for the team to score.
Sure, absolutely.
Get in the end zone.
Yeah, and so, you know, if you're out there, number 13, right?
Yes,
yeah, Deshaun's number 13, a flashy player, very, very fast. Coach Till has mentioned, he said that not only are you fast, but your wingspan. He said, hey, you put a ball in Deshaun's wingspan, he's gonna come down with it. So let's talk about another statistic. You have 8 receiving touchdowns this year, and that is the most on the Richmond Raider football team. I mean, you know, you get a lot of targets each game, but how are you finding the end zone? Because a lot of your touchdowns aren't just throws into the end zone. It's a lot of catches and runs. So, you know, over the course of this season, through 11 games, you have 8 scores. How are you making that happen?
I think it's a want. It's just a knack to get in the end zone. The coaches call the right plays for me to get in the end zone. The team just do their job, and I just find myself in the end zone.
Sure, and let's hope, folks, that Deshaun will find his way into the end zone this Friday night, again, as the Raiders will host number 9 North Mecklenburg High School in the first round of the State 4AA playoff. So, Deshaun, let's kind of transition then into North Mecklenburg. Just kind of tell us what you know about them. They were 8-3 this year. What you know about them and what you and the team is doing to prepare for the Vikings.
Well, this whole week we've been practicing pretty hard for them. They're a pretty good team. I've got one of our former coaches from last year. He's one of their coaches now. So,
Coach Fly, right?
Yeah. So I think we'll be ready for him though.
Good. And so hopefully you guys are putting a lot of work in practice. And you told me the other day in our initial interview for the print edition that how you practice will determine how y'all will play. And you said what's your guess of the outcome of the game?
Win for sure.
Yeah, a win for sure. So folks, I'm going to speak on behalf of head coach Brian Till. I'm going to ask, if you're not doing anything this Friday, to please come on down to Raider Stadium. Kickoff 7:30, opening round of the state playoffs. It will be exciting, and hopefully Richmond will win. And I believe if y'all do win, you will play Mallard Creek, correct? Yeah. So you know, lots of exciting football coming up. So Deshaun, let's then kind of transition then into school. You are a senior this year.
Yes,
you're taking a lot of really good courses, and you have a lot of really good goals in mind. So just kind of tell the folks at home some of the classes that you're taking and maybe what your favorite class is.
My favorite class is math. I just love math, the challenges with numbers. I love doing numbers. And, I got American history. I got What else do I have?
Marketing?
Marketing, math, and then 4th block weight training. It's tough in there. You just got to get out there every period.
Yeah? Got to build those muscles up, right? Yeah. Do you have Miss Larson for math?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you think about her?
Yeah, this is my favorite teacher.
Yeah, she's a pretty cool lady. Yeah, certainly, I know that, and there's a lot of football players in that class, right? Yeah. Yeah. So math, your favorite subject, and that not me. I teach English, so and I think I've said that before on the program. So yeah, math I'm not a numbers guy. But kind of talk to about your career goals. You know, we talked the other night that to play college football is still an option for you. You've done really, really well this year, putting up a lot of impressive performances, a lot of impressive numbers. So just kind of what are your goals, your aspirations for college football and college in general, what you want to study?
I want to get to college first and then make the football team, and then I want to study communications. I just love being around sports. I just want to see. I want to pick everybody's brain on how they think of sports is. Yeah.
So do you think you could see yourself behind a broadcast desk someday? Yeah. So maybe not only we see him on Friday nights at Raider Stadium, but maybe a couple years down the road you'll see him maybe on hosting a Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be cool? So why communications? Like you said, you want to, or maybe more so, why do you want to do sports broadcasting?
I just love sports. I love sports, so I just want to find a career to stay around sports.
You open to any sports, you particularly football?
Any sport.
Okay, very cool. And so right now you're looking at possible Division II and Division I schools, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so kind of what has the recruiting process been like for you?
It's a long journey. You got to stay focused.
Sure. So we wish you the best here from the RO in that process. Still a lot of time, a lot of season left rather, a lot of chances to put up some big numbers as well. And I also understand that you're a member of the varsity basketball team and the track and field team. So just kind of what position do you play in both sports?
For basketball, he kind of got me everywhere around the floor. I play the point guard, the shooting guard, small forward, and the power forward.
Okay.
He told me I got to be a bit leader this year.
Sure.
I got to stay on everybody, stay on myself. He's going to stay on me. For track, I run the 4x4 and the long jump.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think I could out jump you? Nah. You don't think so? Well, I think next week, folks, Russell is going to take the camera. We're going to head out to Raider Stadium and we're going to test that out. Okay. I think I can out jump you, but we'll see. So I understand too, Deshaun, that you're a little bit of a wizard in the kitchen. You like to cook, and one of your hobbies is cooking. So what's the best meal that you can dish out?
My best meal, I think, nobody's never seen me cook, but I can cook lasagna.
Lasagna?
Mom taught me that.
Mom taught you how to cook lasagna. So maybe you can bring it in the studio sometime. And so what are some of the other hobbies that you enjoy outside? I mean, being a three-sport athlete, you're busy all the time, I'm sure, with training and that sort of thing. But what other things do you like to do just when you're kind of hanging out with your buddies?
With my guys, we just trying to relax, trying to enjoy ourselves. We like to play pick up sports, basketball, anything we can just find to play a sport and stay active. Very cool. Stay active. And you also stay active in your collection of shoes, I understand, right? Every week we like to ask our athletes to say something, what their interesting fact is. And I told you the other night that I like to collect dress socks or crazy socks. I'm nearing 200 pairs. But you don't have quite as many pairs of sneakers, but kind of tell the folks at home what you collect and what your favorite shoes are, and you said you like to dress differently too. I collect a lot of shoes. My favorite pair of shoes are Jordans. I have 8 pair. I love cleaning my shoes. I don't like dirty shoes. I just don't. And then my dress is I'm not from down here, so nobody's never seen the way I dress. They like the way I dress, but nobody's never seen it. So how do you dress differently? What do you wear? I really don't know how people like the way they say I dress different. I don't know how. Okay. It's just the way I dress. Flashy outfits, look crisp and clean all the time. Good. I try to. Good. Definitely, dressing well is half the part sometimes. So, so the last thing that we want to talk about is your mentors, right? And when we spoke the other night in our preliminary interview for the print edition, you listed 4 people that are incredibly important, one of which is in studio with us tonight, kind of behind the camera. But just kind of tell us who your mentors are and how they've influenced your life to this point. I'm gonna start with my mom. My mom, she's a tough woman. She's always taught me how to stay tough, and we've always been together. I love my mom. She's a tough woman. She just taught me how to just stay myself and don't ever change.
Okay, so you got your mom, and then you've got who else?
My dad back there. He just he keeps teaching me how to be a man.
Sure.
He's teaching me the tough ways of being a man, young black man in this world.
Right, and your dad also played at Richmond, correct? Yeah. So I'm sure he's taught you a lot of things football related too. Yeah. And then the other two were your brothers, correct?
Yeah, my brothers, they always give me a hard time. I love them too, man.
But I'm sure they help. All that tough love helps you in the end, right? Yeah, absolutely. So again, Deshaun, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And folks, before we close out, again, please head on down to Raider Stadium, 7:30 Friday night. The Raiders need all the support that they can get. As you know, Deshaun can attest to that crowd at Scotland the other night. Y'all feed into that. Y'all play off of that. So again, please head down. 7:30 kickoff against the North Mecklenburg High School Vikings in the first round of the State 4 AA playoffs. Deshaun, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Folks, when we come back, we have a lot more news headed your way, so stay tuned here on Live at 5.
McNair Auto Sales is the place to buy your pre-owned car, truck, or van. To be the best, it takes big selection, friendly staff, and great pricing. We guarantee a no-hassle buying experience, and financing is available right on site. So come see us today. We're located at 1026 East Broad Avenue in Rockingham. And remember, with over 40 years of experience, you know McNair is the name you can trust.
Welcome back to Live at 5. And now we'll go to Kelsey Rushing, our head weather broadcaster, for today's 3-day weather forecast.
Today's 3-day weather forecast is brought to you by Medical Center Pharmacy. As you can see from our office cam, it's just as true as it was yesterday. It's been cold, it's been wet, and it's just devastating. But other than that, let's go on to your 3-day weather forecast, which is also going to be fairly cold. Thursday will have a high of 54, cloudy skies with periods of light rain early on, and a low of 39 with clouds early that evening. Friday will have a high of 59 with sunny skies and a low of 29 clear skies that evening, which is below freezing. So keep that in mind. And then Saturday will have a high of 51 with sunny skies and a low of 32, which is also below freezing.
Well, that's going to be a little bit chilly.
I'm not looking forward to it, but I say get your long johns out,
Yes.
get the electric blanket on, so
Bundle up and prepare.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No snow, okay?
I know. I don't want snow. My dad always wishes for snow, and I tell him he's crazy, but whatever. He'll still wish for it.
Exactly. And, you know, everybody, if they see one little flurry, they're going to be going out, getting milk and bread, hunkering down, milk sandwiches for everybody.
And I don't understand at all. Milk is the first thing to go bad, and that's what you buy in a storm. I don't get it. You buy water and beans.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can survive.
So as you're preparing for this fake snow this weekend,
There
you
you go.
can download the Richmond Observer app, which is free to download for your Apple or your Android devices.
Yes, and it's really neat because they have coupons for local businesses as well.
Oh,
we all
nice.
love coupons. I love a deal. And in fact, Family Pharmacy offers 50% off store brand items on Tuesdays.
Oh, wow.
I know. I'm going to head up there on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you download it and find ways just like that to save at businesses throughout Richmond County.
That is awesome. Y'all be some deal savers, and we
Yes.
will see you tomorrow on Live at 5.